I'm curious, is that a location that was known for having really scary, tough, huge waves in general? Or was it just that one day that something really terrible happened to you?
No, the 2010, that place was basically pioneered by Garrett McNamara and some other man, and he broke the record, the male record that day over there, that year over there. And when he started, showing the world what the place was capable, it was easy to see that that place was special. That place has the geography, it has a Grand Canyon of the United States underwater in front of the cliff.
Oh,
It has everything to produce the biggest waves in the world. So from that moment on, the sport has never been the same. Every world record, man or a male, has been broken there.
right. Have there ever been any deaths there? Has there
Yes.
anything bad happened?
Yeah, we had our first death, unfortunately, last season, 2 seasons ago. Not last season, the one before.
Wow. From a drowning.
Yeah, from a drowning. Yeah.
Wow. And can you explain? I mean, this may be a really dumb question, but how do those guys that are sitting there on the little motorcycle things, like, how do they stay afloat? To me, that looks even scarier because they're like, they're
The
with
jet skis.
Yeah, that looks terrifying to me also.
Yeah, it is terrifying, but it's our job too. We alternate between being surfers and being jet ski drivers. So we have to have those two skills. I drive my partner as much as he drives me.
Got it.
And I think it's complementary. I love driving a jet ski and really, really rough seas. It's one of my favorite things to do in the world. Not only because you're giving the gift of a huge wave to an amazing athlete, but also you're the person that can save their lives. And there's nothing more beautiful than that.
Yeah, that's true. Talk about for one more second, the day that you set the world record. As the wave was coming, is that something you're like, this is it, this is the wave? Or like, what goes through your head?
The first world record, because I have two.
Yeah, I know.
The first world record, I did actually know that that was the day. And I did actually see the wave, and I knew it was that wave, the world record. My whole focus was not to fall, because it was such a controversy about my name and about my place in the sport that I knew the men would not accept my record if I had ridden it and not gotten all the way to the end and kicked out safely into a jet ski. So my only focus was, I saw the wave, I recognized it, and I said, okay, this is a world record wave for me. I'm going to surf and I'm going to make it. And that was the first world record. And then the second world record was a bit different because I was in competition. And that was the first competition we ever had in Nazaré. And I was the only female competing with the men driving and surfing. And my partner is an incredible surfer. He's the world record holder right now for male athletes. And we were together like a very, very strong team. And when he accepted to surf with me as the only female doing both and surfing at that level, I felt pretty privileged. And I switched my focus completely in making sure that I was going to do the best job I could for him. And I think that by letting go of my own self and my own desires and hopes for another record or winning the contest or anything like that, I was able to tap into another thing that I hadn't been there yet. I was so focused on him and on how important that moment would like symbolize as like a woman and a man working together under that stress and those waves as a team, that the second world record kind of just came naturally, to be honest.
Amazing. What is it like when you're in, I'm sure there's a word for it, when you're in the hole.
The barrel.
The barrel. Okay. So what are you hearing? What are you like? Does your whole kind of mindset go off and it's just quiet? Like what are you going through?
It's kind of quiet. How do you know? It's kind of quiet.
I'm just when I've watched you, that's what I'm always curious about. What are you hearing and feeling or saying to yourself? I don't know.
In the barrel is kind of quiet, but outside on the huge waves, it's it's war zone. You hear the power behind you, like loud and clear.
Right.
But in the barrel, you do kind of have a sensation that you're protected from the whole world.
Right.
In there, nobody can touch you.
Right. And is the like, do you feel like you're again, this is from somebody who's such an amateur. Do you feel like you're chasing? I get nervous when you kind of disappear and it seems like the barrel is going much faster than you. Do you know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
do you get nervous that it's going to close in on you, or you're totally like, this is what it's supposed to do and I'm going to come out?
Well, sometimes is you don't know, you know, you have to believe until the very end. Sometimes you
Right.
come out, sometimes you don't. When it's really big, I'll be honest with you, I don't try and get barrels in Nazaré when it's big. I think it's way too scary and way too dangerous. And I find that way very unpredictable when you think
Mhm.
about barrels. So I don't like to go there because I'm scared. But it is the ultimatum. Like the bigger the barrel you get, the more of an incredible feeling it is. But you know, I risk my life a lot already. So I
Right.
try to sometimes balance it out, you know, I want to go here, but this one, no, let it to the boys, you know, or to other people. And I kind of make selections.
Right. Amazing. What was it like to make the documentary?
It was an adventure, you know. We started, Steph and I, we got together, it was I think 2011 or 12. And she was trying to film for something else. She was trying to do a small piece for ESPN on female athletes. Nobody really at that time was interested in female athletes at all or in my sport.
Mhm.
So to have somebody from the outside that I saw was a good filmmaker be interested, it was, and a female, of course,
Yeah.
instantly made me kind of open up to her. And then right the next year or so, I had a big accident and she decided that she wanted to follow through with the story until the end. And we had no idea what was going to happen. We kept bouncing between each other. When I was about to give up, she would incentivize me. When she was maybe going to give up, I would be like, you know, winning world records. So we
Yeah.
kind of worked that way. But I think it brings the magic into the movie. You know, it was a relationship also between two women trying to achieve their dreams together.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, all right. So you have like beyond your personal achievements, you were starting the show by saying that you're in New York to talk on this board you're on. Tell us the other things that you do in your life besides surfing.
Yes, nowadays my life is very fun. I write books. I wrote 3 books already, 2 published, 1 coming out next year, and I'm writing my 4th now. I
What's the one coming out next year about?
The Young Adult, a memoir.
Okay. And what's
And
the one you're writing?
it's my real memoir.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Love that.
Um, Then I do speaking engagements for companies or for UNESCO or UN or Oceana itself.
Hmm.
In Oceana, I do like I do sit on the board, so I have meetings, a few meetings every year that we work through everything we have to work through, and I'm also an ambassador for them. And I work with my sponsors as an athlete, and yeah, just shooting campaigns or things like that.
And so how often are you surfing now?
I surf a lot still. When I go home now on September 25th, then I start focusing back on my season, which starts in October. During the summer, I travel a lot. I do tap into the different projects more during summer. And then summer, I like to go surf in Indonesia. I write over there too. So I kind of do both together. I write and I surf isolated in the middle of nowhere, which I like because it kind of taps into my creativity better.
Hmm.
And I went to the Maldives this year to surf. And yeah, I go to Brazil also for work. I surf a bit there. So yeah, I keep life interesting and kind of free.
For people that are listening to you that love surfing, that are into surfing, really want to learn more about it, where would you suggest is a great place for people to go to surf?
Oh, wow. I think honestly, in the begin, the ocean. Anywhere you are, you know. It's not an easy sport to start. And when you
Yeah.
start, you just need to push through that begin, which is hard. And it's, you know, about you understanding the sea and you understanding the board, you getting up on a board. You don't need good waves. You don't need a perfect spot, you know. Start learning wherever you are. And then of course, after, if you have the means, then do surf trips to places that are adequate, like Costa Rica or Maldives. And there's amazing places in the world. But
Yeah.
I would start right where I live.
Yeah. But do you think that there is a healthy amount of fear to have? I mean, listen, I know I just spoke to somebody yesterday. I said I had you coming on, and they said, "Oh, one of my friends, I'm going to a funeral tomorrow because he died in a surfing accident in the Bahamas like last week," which just goes to show you that so many people may love the sport, but they're not professionals, and they're reckless and they lose their life doing it. So, do you think there should be a healthy amount of fear that goes along with this kind of sport? Because it's not like easy. It's not for everyone to be doing.
I think there should be a healthy amount of fear for us to go through life.
Yeah.
I think when we walk on the streets, there's dangers. I think when I'm in Indonesia, if a coconut falls on my head from a tall coconut tree, I'm dead, There's
Yeah.
sharks, there's life, there's cars, there's motorbike accidents. I think if you live life completely fearless, then you're reckless, then you die, sooner than you should. But
Yeah.
also if you live life blocked with fear, you don't live. You just kind of survive. And I think surviving is a waste of time because we only really get one shot.
Yeah. That's beautifully said. Last question. What advice would you give to young female athletes who look up to you and aspire to make their mark in extreme sports?
Keep pushing, keep finding the goal that's within you. Sometimes people around you, they don't see it. They don't see what we see. They don't see that we can break records, that we can compete with man, that we can take it to the next level. And, that certainty has to come first from you, and you have to find it in yourself.
Yeah. You're amazing. Maya, tell people where they can find out more about you and about the movie.
Me, you can find me on @Maya on Instagram. And the movie, it's mayaandthewave.com. Over there you have the showtimes, all the different cinemas it's going through right now, festivals we're still doing. And yeah, hopefully it gets picked up by somebody. We still haven't sold the movie yet. And that's kind of, Stephanie's, the director's goal, to have a home for the movie, so people can watch it.
The movie is so inspirational. You are inspirational. You're amazing. It was an honor to meet you. Thank you so much. And again, for people listening, if you want to hear more about her, she's at MAYA.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.